The trios match with the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander versus Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express. This match went for 19 minutes, and the winners received $1 million. What I have to say about this match, I was not a fan of this match. This storyline with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, Jurassic, and also Jurassic Express has just been horrible. The execution of this storyline did not work for me. They did not build up this match at all, and it just seemed like from AEW Dynamite from last week, Kenny Omega finally showed up, and then the match, to make the match official or whatever. But it just was not a good match. Pretty much, there's some back and forth action. Kenny Omega, he got his stuff in, but at first he was getting beat up and he looked weak. And then, like, part of me is thinking, because I don't know, like I don't know. I'm like, okay, is he just overdoing it with the overselling, or like what's going on? Or are they building up to something else? I know that he has dealt with injuries in the past, and it looks like he's on his last run or whatever the case is. But this was not it. This was a awful match, and the Young Bucks, I'm just not a fan of the Young Bucks. I don't get it. And then also with Jack Perry, I used to like Jack Perry when he was the Jungle Boy, but when he was in the ring, I noticed there wasn't much of a buzz. People just did not seem, the people were not like really into the match. But there was, a couple of times when he hit the Hurricanrana, I think twice or whatever, people got into it, at least with him. But this was just not a good match. Eventually, I think it was one of the Bucks, or maybe it was Josh Alexander pin, what's his name, the Jungle Boy, and the Jungle Boy and Josh Alexander, the Jungle Boy, the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander won that match, and then I'm trying to remember what happened. The thing, the Don Callis family, I think some of the members came out or whatever the case was, and there was some, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. They hugged it out, and they walked Kenny Omega to the back. So I don't know. Kenny Omega was like falling over, and so I don't know if that's part of the storyline. I don't know what's going on there, but I don't know. I'm so sick and tired of the Young Bucks. They don't mean anything. They don't create excitement, and all of their matches are the same. The only thing that I will say that they have gotten, that they are in shape. I see that they're more, you can tell that they have been working out. They're more toned and leaner or whatever. So I'll give them that. But man, I don't know. I can't think of a Young Bucks promo that got me into a match, or a storyline that got me into the Young Bucks. There was a couple of their matches from back in the, when AEW first started, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, maybe even, I would even say 3 years ago. A couple of their matches I liked, but after that, it was just like, once you see one match, you have seen all of their matches. Give me something different, give me something new, So I don't know. They're making a ton of money, so I guess it doesn't matter. There's no motivation, but come on now, it's ridiculous. Take care and have a good one.